that's nobody else. Got something for you, but keep it to yourself. I'm feeling curious, want to explore it. Nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute. Before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it. Hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on. Here with me, I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow. This feeling's too
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to 2K Sports. We're already getting the feel for this new NBA season. Taking it all in with me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Denver Nuggets. For the Nuggets, they've stumbled out of the gate as their season has begun in less than perfect fashion, let's say. The good news is that it's still early and they have time to turn it around. But if the losses continue to mount, that'll get more and more difficult. That's what makes this such an important game for them. And what a beginning to the season we've had. Some amazing plays, some huge games. Shaq, for the teams that have gotten out to a fast start, how do they go about maintaining that momentum?
Well, it's called PPM, Arnie. Perseverance, physically and mentally. Put your hands up, Arnie. Put your hands up, Kenny.
Okay.
Touch it.
All right.
Join hands. You just got to ride the wave and don't overthink it. Bring it back, Kenny. Oh, there you go. Ride the wave. Don't overthink. One last time. Ride the wave. There you go.
Oh,
Bring
okay.
it back. Yeah. And
I think
then
I
ride
get it.
the wave. Yeah.
I
You
got
it.
Good.
I call my hands.
What does
Arnie.
that have to do with maintaining that momentum?
You got to ride the wave, Ernie.
Oh, okay.
That's the point I was trying to make.
Well,
Have you got something that doesn't require physical demonstration?
Well, I just say that your hands were very soft. I just want to say that. You do a good job of, moisturizing.
Moisturizing.
Yeah,
yes.
you do.
You
And
know
I think
what it
that
was? It was some of that Gold Bond. Man up, Ernie.
Oh, my goodness, man. Well, let's just keep improving and see what happens.
Let's go courtside. Kevin Harlan has the call.
K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Tell him sit down. Be humble. 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 Sit down.
This is 2K Sports broadcasting from Brooklyn, New York, as the Nets take it to the hardwood here at the Barclays Center. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. For the Denver Nuggets, they come in off a good outing against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And always tough on the road, but that attack mindset that they brought offensively, I really felt like that set them apart.
And what stood out to me, Greg, was the aggressiveness. I mean, it seemed like they just were eager to get it done, wanted it a tad more than the other team.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, Paul Millsap has become one of the best NBA big men when it comes to getting steals. Now, Millsap says when you're 6'8" going up against guys that are 7 feet, you're not going to be able to block their shot every time. So you try to get it down low when they bring it down. It's all about being smart and using what you have. Kevin?
Thank you, D.A. And Millsap is as crafty as it gets on defense, one of the most underrated players in the game. And with a lot of players changing their team in the offseason, Clark, I know a hard part of going to that new team is learning how to play with a new teammate.
You know what? I never had a chance to experience that as an NBA player being traded, but I watched guys go through it, and you're right. It is difficult, much more so than people think, because you're adjusting to a different style, a different chemistry and vibe with your new teammates, and it takes a little while to figure out how you best fit in with your skill set to your new team.
So the Nuggets win the tip. Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. Chandler at small forward with Millsap before. Murray and Harris in the backcourt, and it's Jokic in at the 5 down low.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
Chandler against Carroll. For 3, Murray. Carroll with the rebound. And here are the Nets. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Yeah, in a game where offensively they were about as inconsistent as you're ever going to see them.
They needed to make a few runs, but it just never happened for them. And when you can't string things together, it's tough sledding. It's a tough way to go.
There's the killer two-handed slam.
Bit of an oversized playmaking guard allows Russell to see over and around defenders. Great look there.
Here's Murray. First quarter, just over a minute played. Harris kicks to Jokic. Shoots over Mozgov. No good off the back of the rim. Nets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. From 20 feet out, Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
Battles through traffic and lays it in. Hollis Jefferson's got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, you like the aggressiveness from Hollis Jefferson going right at him.
To the inside. Here's Millsap. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And when you talk about just a natural basketball player, I think you got to envision a guy like Paul Millsap. He just does it all. He's got the skill level and versatility at that power forward position. And in this league today, you have to be able to impact the game the way he does.
And that one falls for Paul Millsap. And you look at all the different things that Paul Millsap does for you on the court, Greg. Don't forget about the defensive end of the floor, too.
Yeah, great point. And an all-defense selection, one of the great big men in league history in terms of getting steals, just unbelievable hands. And you know what? He epitomizes consistency when you look at the course of his career.
No good on the second free throw.
Tell you what, Paul Millsap, one of my favorite players because he's so effective, scores at an efficient clip, rebounds the ball well, and defends multiple positions too. He gives you everything.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
And the shot goes in.
And how about Carroll using his size there, taking it strong inside.
Harris outside. And Jokic wide open. He shoots a three-pointer off the mark.
They're cold so far, only 1 for 5 to begin this one.
Hollis Jefferson up and in on the layup. Hollis Jefferson's got 6.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now here is Harris. He played real well against Atlanta in that last game.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
and giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants and then gets his shot off in time.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Here's Millsap after D'Angelo Russell's bucket. Harris outside. Tipped away and stolen by Russell. All going up court. And Carroll gets it to go. Carroll's got his second bucket of the game to go. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Nets.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here. And for D'Angelo Russell, the offensive talent is obvious. But it seems his defense, Clark has a ways to go.
Well, he's got the package now. He's got good size. He's not a great athlete. He's a good athlete, but not an explosive, powerful athlete. I think he's got to get stronger. And the other piece is he's got to really be about the mental aspect, the focus, and the consistent effort day in and day out to maximize his physical gifts.
And looking back at last season, here's a look at the three-point and two-point shot attempt averages for the Nuggets.
And the three-pointer was their preferred weapon. It can be a risky strategy, but it's one that more and more teams have embraced over the years.
Now here's Murray. He's guarded by Russell. To the inside. Here's Jokic. It's deflected.
The 7'2" wingspan of Hollis Jefferson paying off right there. His defense can be suffocating.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
That's his first personal foul.
And for D'Angelo Russell, the former number 2 overall pick in 2015 out of Ohio State. Greg, in your opinion, what makes him so special as a prospect?
I think it's all about his skill level. I mean, the league loves players who can handle, pass, and shoot. And he can do all three at an elite level. And he's not just a stationary shooter. He can hit pull-ups, a very good in-between game as well. Let's just see if he can continue his maturation process.
Free throw good, Russell. And when the Nuggets are clicking on offense, Greg, they are a joy to watch.
You know they are, and one reason is because they're one of the better passing teams in the league. And right near the top in terms of assists per game last season, and all players on this roster at all positions look to make that extra pass to get an easy bucket.
You know, a decent free throw shooter at this point in his career, D'Angelo has the natural stroke, I think, to become one of the league's best. Shoots it very fluidly and easily.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. Millsap covering. Ball's knocked loose. The Nuggets trail by 13. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Not a lot going his way. Everything he's shooting is just off the mark. I mean, somehow he's got to figure out a way to turn it around.
Denver's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Murray with it. He's picked up by Russell. The shot by Chandler, wide open. And another miss by Denver.
Boy, awful defending, really. But in the end, they dodged the bullet. They can't let shooters get clean looks from outside, though.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
And so here's Denver. After the basket by Brooklyn, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. And Brooklyn has possession. Here's Russell. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And whether he's a great off-balance shooter or not, the lean is probably not the best option on that shot.
Sinks the three-pointer.
And Murray is really deadly with the catch-and-shoot jumper. When the defense isn't playing up on him, he has no problem going right up with it.
Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
In the corner, Murray with it. Down low. Here's Millsap. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for two. Millsap's got 5 points so far. Here's Carroll. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb, and the execution even better.
Now, here's Jokic. He's another guy who had a stellar performance in that win against Atlanta.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. Paul Millsap with the rebound.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Murray, no good. Brooklyn leading by 10. 13 feet away. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Now here's Murray. Defense right on him to the middle. Millsap misses.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
Here's Murray. Timeout. After the basket by Brooklyn, Denver calls timeout. And while he's working on his shooting, Hollis Jefferson has shown an ability to create shots. Clark with his herky-jerky drives to the cup.
Kevin could not agree with you more. He is a bit herky-jerky, but that handle is tight, and that allows him to maneuver on the court as a playmaker.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflating.
Big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Trevor Booker, he's checked in now for Hollis Jefferson. Harris comes in for Damari Carroll. LeVert's checked in for Alan Crabb. And Spencer Dinwiddie subbed in for D'Angelo Russell. And then for Denver, Fareed's checked in for Jokic. Hernan Gomez comes in for Wilson Chandler. And Barton subbed in for Harris. The Nuggets trail by 12. Knocked loose, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Mozgov.
All right, a chance to see some stats for Will Barton. How he performed last season. Averaged about 13 points per, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go, but I like what I'm seeing right now.
Richard Jefferson, he's checked in for Paul Millsap. Off the inbound pass. No good that time. Some solid defense from Harris. Kicks to Dinwiddie. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It goes on Kenneth Faried. And Clark, you look around the NBA, which big men impress you with their ability to put up points from the high post?
Well, I think Blake Griffin, as he's established his jump shot and become more proficient, in making that 15 to 17 footer, Karl Anthony Towns, one of the outstanding young players in the league, extremely versatile, can shoot it out to the three-point line, can post it, can make the mid-range shot. Aldridge is still one of the best mid-post players, but took a lot of criticism for his inability to dominate in the low post.
Right. You're right, Clark. And so he makes both from the line.
And, you know, the Nets can't sell players on winning just yet, but they've created a top-notch infrastructure in the meantime, and they have a gleaming new practice facility, better accommodations for players' families during the game. Those little things are big things and make a difference.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. You talk about the top-notch facilities for the Nets. You figure it signals their intent to be a top-notch franchise.
Well, you've got to invest in the development, and that means facilities and people. You've got to take care of your players and their families. That's important. And players really take note of those kinds of things. And if you're going to do it well, you've got to do those things right.
2 shots.
That's good from Mozgov. And the Nets offense, Clark, looking to play up tempo. First in the league last season in possessions per game.
Yeah, and really trying to exploit and take advantage of their youth. Following the Spurs model, spreading the minutes out, trying to use more guys. I think it helps them play at that pace when you can utilize more players.
Mozgov hits them both.
And, you know, the Russian Mozgov is a really valuable big guy. Effective on both ends of the floor, and those guys are hard to find.
And Mozgov comes to help. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. And now, here's the 2K leaderboard with the teams that last season scored the most second-chance points in the NBA. The Nuggets in second.
This was a team that was really savvy when it came to getting position under the boards and then getting those offensive putbacks.
Now here's Murray. Ball's knocked loose, out of bounds. Denver takes possession. Barton kicks to Jefferson. Back to Barton from the arc. Here's Fareed. Mozgov with the block.
7-1 with a plus wingspan. Mozgov can send your shot behind you in a hurry.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
Now here's Murray. Pass to Barton. Trying to find Hernan Gomez. It's to him. Mozgov with the block. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Dinwiddie. That one goes in. And the Nets lead by 20.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
Yeah, I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can.
Now here's Murray. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Sloppy is the only way you can describe his play thus far. Just way too many turnovers.
Plumlee is checked in for Fareed. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds that time. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
To the paint, here's Barton, and he gets the bucket.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
For 3, Harris. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Jefferson, that's good.
And it's crucial that Jefferson sink these perimeter shots. Certainly has the touch to do so. I just think he needs to raise his consistency.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The Nuggets trail by 20. Out to the right wing. For 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. Mozgov's got 4 rebounds in this game. Booker And the dunk by Booker.
And, you know, even though he's a little undersized, Booker plays bigger than he is and with a lot of heart. Boy, he's a tenacious dunker.
And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Boy, nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
LeVert the pass to Dinwiddie. The Nets working the ball around now. Another miss by Mozgov. The Nuggets trail by 20. 1:19 left to play here in the first. Murray dishes to Jefferson. Jefferson drawn the double team. Back to Murray. Just 5 on the clock. And it's good off the back rim and in. Plumlee's got his first points of the night.
And when he squares up, his height makes him a tough assignment.
Yeah, and he knows how to utilize that size. He takes advantage of it. And that's why he's able to take his time on these shots, because he knows he has that extra height advantage.
Now here's Barton. Tight defense on him. And Mozgov comes to help. Murray kicks to Plumlee. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
For 3, Harris. And it's Denver with the rebound. They're getting their first look of the season at the Nets in this one.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Yeah, you know, most teams have games where they wish they could get a mulligan or take it back. Well, last year, their one loss in this series was one I know they wanted back. He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Sean Kilpatrick.
9 seconds left in the first quarter. Murray the pass to Plumlee. With 2 seconds left. Here's Hernan Gomez. And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
Yeah, that's a tough call there with the naked eye. Fortunately, the league's replay center able to slow it down, zoom in, and check all the angles.
Exactly, making certain the right call was made. They've done a great job of speeding the process and giving the officials the information they need to arrive at the right call.
And it looks like they got it right this time. No basket. The clock had expired while the ball was still in his hands.
Yeah, and even if they don't show it, I know the refs are proud of themselves after a replay proves them right. They're like, see, we had it right all along. So good call, fella.
And so it's Brooklyn holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. Back right after this. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And, guys, the Nets enjoying a nice lead here.
For me, that defense in the first period, just tremendous shot blocking.
Yeah, it's been impressive for me too, Greg. I mean, they've snuffed out a lot of shots, and I think they've had an intimidating effect on the opponent.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation.
Not a problem. First turnover of the game, but overall, I like how they're taking care of the basketball.
Now here's Murray. D right on him.
Next foul.
Here's Barton. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And one of the things about Will Barton's game that, to me, makes him such a force is how unpredictable he can be. He plays at times almost like a man out of control, and it really does work to his advantage as he is a difficult guy to deal with in those one-on-one situations.
All free throws good from Barton. And to back up the point with Barton in his chaotic play style, he knows exactly what he's about. Famously saying, Greg, I'm so creative most of the time, I don't know what I'm going to do.
And, you know, that might sound glib, but it is just how Barton plays. I mean, a fantastic competitor who just does what it takes to win. He gives you a little bit of everything out on the floor.
It's Barton on the wing. Ball stolen. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So out there for the Nuggets right now, Will Barton is out there with Murray. Then there's Plumlee. Then it's Jefferson. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the 4.
And the clever passing of Murray, really moving the ball well around the court.
The Nuggets trail by 14. Barton outside, and here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Emmanuel Mudiay spent a year in China prior to the NBA rather than playing in college. A lot of people respect what he did while he was over there. He said, being in a foreign country, everything is different. It made me mentally strong. Now in the NBA, he said, you've got to have confidence because every point guard in this league can play. You've got to keep that edge and be prepared at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Mental fortitude is critical, especially when you're a young player in this league. Now here's Murray. He's guarded closely.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
So for the Nets, Hollis Jefferson comes in for Mozgov, and it's Whitehead in for Dinwiddie. Nets on defense. 22 is their biggest lead. Pass to Plumlee. Feeds it to Barton. Clock at 6. It's Jefferson outside, and he's good on the 3 ball. Jefferson's got 9.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
What a nice finish. Hollis Jefferson showing you his bounceability there.
And Denver has possession. They trail by 14. Following this game, they hit the road. They'll take on the Knicks in New York. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Up again. It's good on the putback.
A guy like him cannot be left alone around the hoop. If you do, it'll be buffet style all day long. Plenty of seconds right there.
And it's LeVert missing. The Nuggets trail by 12. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Jefferson's shot is off. The Nets have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. And it's LeVert missing.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Barton in the corner. Back to Murray. Lets it go with a 3. That's tipped, but they'll get another chance. The feed now to Jefferson.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Crabs checked in. Big group substitution here for Denver. Jokic has checked in for Plumlee. Millsap comes in for Hernan Gomez. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Richard Jefferson. And it's Gary Harris in for Barton. And that'll prompt Mike Malone to break right here. A timeout taken. And the Nuggets over the past few seasons have done a great job as an organization of collecting talent.
And with that steady approach, they've been able to develop a star with Jokic. The Nuggets took a very disciplined approach to building this team, and you can see the depth they enjoy, and it all starts with the job this front office has done.
And a look here at the shot chart for the Nets.
Well, just look at the cluster in the middle of the paint. That right there tells you all you need to know about how they have built the lead they have. They are playing with more intensity on the offensive side of the ball, and it's the difference in the game right now. You have to love how they've approached this matchup.
Jokic a screen. Left side Chandler. Over Crabbe. Got that one, and the Nets lead has been cut down to 10 on the bucket from Chandler.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Murray kicks to Harris. Jokic a screen. And stolen by Crabbe. Goes up, slashes it down to finish the break.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Jokic a screen. Here's Chandler. Millsap trying to get open. Chandler, no good.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Shot's good by Whitehead.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Wide open look here for Murray. And it's off from three-point range.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Boy, and the power and lift from Hollis Jefferson, able to finish right through contact. From the moment he set foot in the league, Rondé Hollis Jefferson has been an elite defender. That's his calling card. He's a terrific athlete, can guard really any position on the floor, except maybe some centers. But, heck, I wouldn't even mind trying him against most of the centers for short stints. He's that good on D.
D'Angelo Russell's checked in for the Nets. And you look at the versatility of Hollis Jefferson. He can not only guard big men, he blocks shots and rebounds like a big man too.
Well, he actually plays bigger than he is, Kevin, because he's got a 7'2" wingspan. I mean, that allows him to do a lot against bigger people.
Chandler kicks to Millsap. That's good, and that evens things out. 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game.
Boy, I love watching the ball get into the post. Reminds me of my days doing work down there. When you have this kind of positioning, scoring is simple.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Harris kicks to Jokic. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. That's 7 points for Jokic.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
And the defender was very apathetic there. Fortunately for them, he missed that mid-range jumper.
The putback. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Nets leading by 14. Here's Whitehead. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good. We always talk about what a good shot is from time to time. Clark, how would you define a good shot in the context of an offensive possession set?
To me, Kevin, a good shot is a shot that a guy can make 60 to 80% of the time when he takes it. Whether that's a three-point shot, your post-up moves, your mid-range jump shots, those are quality shots. And then the other piece of it is you don't want to take a lot of contested shots. You can make them as a pro, but good shots are shots you can make 60 to 80% of the time, and usually that means you're getting open shots versus contested shots.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Here's Millsap. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
Defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
The drive by Booker. Chalk up 2 there. Booker's got 6 points.
This is exactly what Booker does. Overpowers the opponent. He has no fear when he's inside like that.
Harris kicks to Jokic. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
He is out there for his defense. But as quiet as it's kept, Hollis Jefferson making an impact with his scoring, too.
The Nuggets trail by 15. Millsap in the corner, and stolen by Cram. Here's Hollis Jefferson, the big dunk at the end of the break.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display.
Yes, sir. Power and grace. That had it all.
Jokic a screen. Knocked away. And again, Brooklyn running the court in transition. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Defense turning into offense. Hollis Jefferson doing what he does best.
Now here's Murray. He's guarded by Russell. Jokic sets the screen for Murray. Whitehead passes to Hollis Jefferson. That shot no good. Good defense by Jokic. Harris outside. They double him with Russell. Clark, we have seen an influx of players who function as point forwards for their team. How difficult is that to deal with as a defender?
I think it's really hard. I think it just speaks to the versatility of a player. If a guy has forward size but point guard skills, then I think that makes him more valuable to his team and more difficult to defend because he can start offense, not just for himself, but for his team. And that puts your defense in a little bit of a quandary as to how you're going to deal with that kind of versatility in terms of scoring and playmaking.
So for the Nets, Damari Carroll's checked in for Rondé Hollis Jefferson, and Harris subbed in for Whitehead. And Denver with a change here too. Kenneth Faried's checked in for Wilson Chandler. And so Murray nails both of them.
And Murray has a full package. I mean, he's a deadly shooter and a surprisingly good penetrator, too. A terrific guard.
Russell. It's hauled in by Harris.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Yeah, you know, they're hustling and giving a good effort, that's for sure. But unfortunately, the execution has been lacking.
Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Here's Murray. That shot is off. And it's the Nets taking it the other way.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Nets leading by 17. Russell with the bucket. Russell's got 10 points in the game.
Nice pass here to set that basket up.
Denver's gone 4-7 on three-point shots in the second quarter. Murray dishes to Harris. Jokic kicks to Murray. They double him with Russell. Back to Jokic. Outside Millsap. Clock at 4. Shoots over Carroll. And it's off the back rim. No good.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Yes, that goes in.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Faried trying to get open. Millsap misses.
Now that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And Faried the bucket on the assist by Murray. Murray's got his 7th assist in the game.
Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shot.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Passes to Jokic. Over Booker. Jokic, no good. Nets leading by 23. Here's Russell. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
All right, a chance to take a look at some stats for Murray. Last season's performance for him. Last season put up about 10 points a game, 2 rebounds and 2 assists. And really for him, it's about putting in the work and improving his game.
Yeah, and I think he wants to. It's one of those things where you either want it or you don't, and he does.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And Clark, you've been a member of this booth and many others for quite some time. I've always wondered, how did you make the jump into broadcasting?
Well, you know what? I've always enjoyed the game, Kevin, been a student of the game, and have enjoyed reading and playing with words. So when my basketball playing career ended prematurely back in 1987, I got a chance to do Pacers radio, and from there fell in love with this new career and wanted to excel at it. And I've been at it now for over 30 years and hope to have a few more left in front of me.
For 3, Harris. Brooklyn with the rebound. Mozgov's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Russell, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul called on the Denver Nuggets.
Foul. Out of frustration, Russell, as he often does, dictating the tempo.
So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Russell. And Nets coach Kenny Atkinson, before taking over in Brooklyn, a key assistant in Atlanta under coach Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah, and you talk about the Spurs coaching tree. There are a lot of good branches on that tree, boy. Budenholzer spent almost 2 decades in San Antonio. Now his assistant in Atlanta, Kenny Atkinson, is the head coach in Brooklyn.
And so Russell hits them both. So it's Denver now. 1:53 left now here in the second. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
To the paint. Here's Plumlee. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Plumlee's got 4 points now in the quarter.
He's making it look easy scoring out there because he's much more efficient here in the second.
Here's Mozgov. Banked in off the glass.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. And it's 8 points for Timofey Mozgov.
You know, guys, fast break points right now in their favor, and they're really pushing the tempo.
And, Greg, defensively, you got to have better floor balance and commitment to hustling back. I mean, you got to sprint back. You can't jog back.
Dinwiddie, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It goes on Kenneth Faried. And when you're on a young team that's still finding its way, how much does the losing take a toll on you as a player?
Well, I can speak to that because I was in that situation back in the early 80s. It does take a toll, but you keep your eye on what's ahead, and you relish the chance to develop as a young player. For the veterans,
Shooting 2.
There's a lot less patience for a losing record, that's for sure.
And he knocks down the first one. And he makes both free throws. Denver's gone an even 50% from three-point range in the second quarter, 4 for 8. And Harris wide open. He shoots offline with his 3. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Jefferson.
And really the Nuggets, a stronger team than many had predicted last season. One area that troubled them was the defensive end. And when they would lose, it was usually by being unable to come up with consistent stops.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And for the Nuggets and their defensive issues, Greg, a lot of it stemmed from their lack of rim protection.
Yeah, the inability to challenge shots in general, for that matter. And they also had problems applying pressure and forcing turnovers as a team, at the bottom of the league in terms of turnovers forced.
He hits both from the stripe. 41 seconds left to play in the first half. Barton outside. Three-pointer. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul against Denver.
Joe Harris. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And Harris drops them both. "26 seconds left here in the second. Barton passes to Harris. Harris on the double team. Harris kicks to Jefferson. He dishes it to Barton. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
This is his second trip to the line in this one.
2 shots.
That free throw good from Barton. Both free throws good from Barton. Here's Dinwiddie. He has 6. LeVert the pass to Mozgov. Over Plumlee. They get it back. A nice shot by LeVert. LeVert's got 6 here in this quarter.
Like the way LeVert controls himself, always under control, knows what he's looking for, takes his time, particularly when he's close to the basket.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Brooklyn ahead, just dominating this one. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And hello again. We have an exhilarated home crowd joining us for our halftime report. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaq. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what did you see from them?
They've done a lot of things well, but the way they've taken care of the basketball valuing each possession so critical to the tempo, so crucial to the offensive flow. They've got a great rhythm, as smart and as safe as they're playing. They made it clear they're not going to beat themselves today.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
That was very undisciplined half of basketball they just played. You can see it in all the points they gave up at the free throw line. Listen, I don't mind the aggressive attitude, but they took it too far with all the silly, crazy fouls.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We'll see you later.
And we return to Brooklyn in the Barclays Center, which you can see from that gorgeous shot from above the arena. Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Burnett shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. You've got Russell. Jamari Carroll is out there with Hollis Jefferson. Then it's Alan Crabb, and it's Mozgov in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Mozgov with the steal. Drops in the breakaway layup. Mozgov's got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Nets. And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. And for the Nuggets, they're shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Murray with it. He's picked up by Russell. Millsap dishes to Chandler. Shoots over Carroll. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Chandler's got his second basket of the night.
And a name that a lot of NBA teams were in on this past offseason was Paul Millsap. His ability to shoot from outside and play in the post was wanted all over the league, and the Nuggets were the team ultimately that was able to land it.
Here's Hollis Jefferson, guarded by Harris. Hollis Jefferson can't hit.
You know, he can be a little hesitant near the rim. We saw it there. If the defense offers just a little bit of resistance, he doesn't take it up quite strong enough.
Here's Millsap. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. And that's 13 points for Millsap.
And it seems like he's found a rhythm. Millsap connecting time and time again.
And that's how you move the basketball. Awesome passing leading to the bucket.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Now the pass to Jokic. Here's Chandler. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Chandler's got 4 points this quarter.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely.
Boy, he makes it look easy. He is an absolutely imposing finisher around the rim.
Millsap has the open look and misses it off the right side of the rim.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down. Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
And that one drops for him. Hollis Jefferson's got 31.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
And that one's good. Russell.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Well, constantly finding lanes to the basket, getting great looks inside.
Here's Jokic. Another 3 for Denver.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range, Greg. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for them.
For Denver, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. And Jamari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. On defense, Brooklyn. Murray with it. He's got 8. Harris outside. He wants to get to Millsap and does.
Kevin, it certainly hasn't been for lack of effort, but still, his team needs him to do more out there.
Here's Crabb. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got 9 assists now tonight.
Just a beautiful read by the former Buckeye Russell. So gifted at making those decisions.
Jokic with his screen on Russell. And stolen by Russell. He's all alone. Here's Mozgov. And Mozgov throws it down.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Oh, big time put back there. What a great motor on this guy.
There is no one who goes after those rebounds harder.
And night in and night out, that's what he provides.
Carroll against Harris. And it's Denver with the rebound. Harris has got his 4th rebound in this one. And it's out of bounds to the Nuggets as Denver retains possession. Whitehead's checked in for Damari Carroll. And Denver also making a switch. Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Paul Millsap. Here's Murray. He's got 8. Pass to Jokic. Here's Hernangomez. Lays it up and banks it in. Hernangomez has got 8 points.
Excellent awareness there, zipping the ball over to the perfect spot to score it.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Boy, the explosiveness and ball handling of Hollis Jefferson on display there.
Denver's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I think I'm just going to leave that one right there.
Harris kicks to Hernangomez. Back to Harris. Denver passing it around. Shots good by Hernangomez. He's got 11.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Over Hernangomez. Hollis Jefferson can't hit. So, Greg, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties, and the one on deck got cold feet. And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Yeah, he is a high riser for sure. Hollis Jefferson, a walking highlight reel when he gets to the rim.
Denver's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Jokic sets the screen for Murray. Jokic a screen. Here's Hernangomez. No good from outside.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Russell, no good. Chandler outside. Now here's Murray. He's guarded closely. Bucket is good. Hernangomez has got 9 points in the quarter.
You know, even though he's been on, they still are behind. I mean, there's only so much he can do.
Hollis Jefferson can't hit. Denver shooting in this game 45% and stolen by Russell. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Yeah, that was a sweet pass right there, setting up his teammate nicely, and that's really how you move the rock. Share that sugar, man. Share it.
Harris passes to Hernangomez. Basket is good, the assist from Harris. Harris has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
He just powered that one down.
One of the game's top dunkers.
Absolutely salivates when he attacks the rim.
Hernangomez, no good.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Crabb, good.
Well, I like that he shows no hesitation there.
Well, that's as easy as it gets, quite honestly. Riding solo and coasting all the way to the rack. No simpler than that.
Harris outside. Uncovered. Murray, no good.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Boy, he is superb in transition. Hollis Jefferson can really get up and down the floor.
The Nuggets on offense. Jokic a screen. They set the pick. Trying to find Chandler. He's got it now.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Russell passes to Hollis Jefferson. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Hollis Jefferson's got 45 points. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. Mozgov with the block. Here's Russell. Goes back up, and it's good on the way in. Russell's got 4 points now in the quarter. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
Mozgov's shot is off. Denver's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Whitehead. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Whitehead's got 6 points.
And you can see now they're starting to push the tempo to good effect.
Fast break points, the edge goes to them, and those quick buckets are easy money. I love to see that.
Murray, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Mozgov.
And, you know, really, when you look at it, Murray is quite crafty at getting contact on his drives. I like his fearlessness going to the hole.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
Free throw good, Murray. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And so Murray nails both of them. Here's Dinwiddie. He's got 6. Hooker the pass to Kilpatrick. Nets passing it around. Buries it from three-point range. 9 points in the game so far.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Down low, here's Jefferson. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Barton outside, poked away. In transition, here come the Nets for the finish. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Boy, Hollis Jefferson really hard to stay in front of when he goes to the rack, and as a result, he can live at the line at times.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
And his percentage at the line last season, right at the 75% mark.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first.
And, you know, drawing comparisons to Andre Iguodala, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Hollis Jefferson with some models to map his game after, and both of those excellent models for him.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Plumlee comes in for Hernan Gomez, and it's Moutier in for Murray. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. 1:29 left to play in the third. Jamari Carroll's checked in for the Nets.
Jamari Carroll.
1:25 left in the third quarter. And here's Moutier. Down low, here's Fareed. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Fires the three, and it's LeVert missing. Denver's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. There's the dish to Fareed. Right side Jefferson. Shot clock at 6. Swiped it away. Lays it in off the breakaway. LeVert's got 5 points in the quarter.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Right side Jefferson. To the inside. Fareed. And he makes the bucket. Through contact and gets the whistle too.
And they found the touch from the field here in the second half. It was a struggle in that first.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Denver making a switch here. Millsap's checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That free throw good from Kenneth Fareed. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Millsap kicks to Fareed. That's good, and it's Millsap with the assists. And that's now 7 points for Kenneth Fareed.
And every once in a while, he'll show up and give you some great moves around the hoop.
Martin from outside. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets going to the break, holding an enormous 36-point lead. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. Back to the action after this word. And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. The Nuggets shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. So on the floor for Denver, Kenneth Fareed is out there with Plumlee. Then it's Will Barton. Then it's Arthur. And it's Jefferson in at the two-guard spot.
Well, it's surprising that he clunked that one. I mean, especially since the defense was nowhere to be found.
Here's Arthur. A three-pointer off the mark. The Nets shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. Kilpatrick passes to Harris. Buries the long-range jumper. Harris has got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Nets.
And that's his game. Ignore the D. Focus on what you do and knock down that triple.
Fires from 14. Offensive rebound. And, here, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. More and more we see coaches resting players to keep them from getting overworked. The benefits, Clark, are clear for the players, but is it something that is getting overused?
I don't know if overused is the right word, Kevin. I don't like to see it as much because I think there are other ways you can rest players. Games can be part of your strategy, but how about practices?
Mind the
being
lanes.
more a part
Mind the
of how
lanes.
you rest players.
One shot.
It got an awful lot of attention this past season, and for good reason. And I would think the coaches and players will adjust because it's not a good optics for your viewing public and your paying patrons to just arbitrarily do it. I understand it, but I think there's a balancing act that could be performed that would make it not appear as disruptive to the fans as it was this past season.
Allen, that's good.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
The Nets have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. And the basket by Harris. Harris has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Nice shot by Arthur.
You know, leaving somebody that wide open is not prudent. I mean, you got to expect to get burned when you put that kind of effort forward.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like, Greg, for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose.
Now that is some real industrial size strength right there.
Plumlee with the screen. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Dinwiddie. Good. And Harris gets the assist.
And that's how you move the basketball. Awesome passing leading to the bucket.
Denver's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Barton right side. Screen by Fareed. Jefferson dishes to Plumlee. That shot, no good. Excellent D there from Allen. Here's AC. Arthur grabs the board. And for the Nuggets, they're shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Jefferson's shot is off.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
Barton kicks to Jefferson. Here's Fareed. The Nuggets with another miss. Goes back up. And the layup is up and in.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Dishes it to Barton. Fareed setting the pick for Barton. Back to Jefferson. Cranes it from beyond the arc.
And it looks to me like he still has some of the shooting touch that he displayed in the first.
Allen drives in, and Allen slams it in.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Oh, that's how you drive your point home right there.
He's lucky to get away with that, though, guys. I mean, it could have earned him a technical for hanging on too long.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
One shot.
A free throw off from Plumlee. And last season, one of the first where a coach was not let go during the regular season. A rarity, Clark, in the NBA. Do you think coaches get too much of the blame at times?
Yeah, I would agree with that, Kevin. It's a great responsibility and challenge to coach in the NBA, but more times than not, they do sometimes get an unfair share of the blame for what happens on the court.
And Jefferson wide open. He shoots. And again, Denver with the triple.
And he's on his way to putting up a big three-point total.
Here's Harris. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got assist number 8 now on the night. Here's Arthur. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
At the line for your next, Sean Kilpatrick. Taking 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. The Nets making a switch here. Whitehead's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
100% since halftime? Come on now. I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon with that kind of marksmanship.
And recently the NBA changed it so announcers for teams no longer get a vote in league awards. Not an easy decision for the league to make, Clark.
No, it wasn't an easy one, but I can understand that. There's always the potential for bias when you're associated with a particular team, but there's also some expertise that you no longer have now because of that rule. So it's a delicate balancing act, and I don't mind at least giving it a shot for the league to do it this way.
They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
Jefferson with it, picked up by Harris. Beyond the arc. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting the ball really well in this game, 58%. Over in the corner, Arthur. Back to Jefferson. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. And stolen by Harris. All alone, and slam dunk by Harris.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Now, here's Jefferson. Plumlee with the screen. Fareed up top. Barton outside. 6 on the shot clock. Off target with the open look.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
The shot's good from Plumlee.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Here's Kilpatrick. Sinks the triple.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Yeah, you got that right. I mean, you got it real right. They are lighting it up from beyond the arc this half.
Barton passes to Arthur. Barton dishes to Arthur. Outside Jefferson. Here's Fareed. Some solid defense from Harris.
Now that's superb defense in low. I mean, they played it well. It's not easy trying to alter these shots without fouling the shooter, and that's a good job of doing both.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play, the board and the bucket.
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness.
Kevin and Greg, hard work on the offensive glass always does that. I mean, his fans will remember the dunk, but the coaches love the rebound.
Brooklyn's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Allen. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists in the game. Allen's gone 6 of 7 so far. Boy, he's making it look easy here, isn't he? And Jefferson gets double-teamed. Plumlee in the post. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
And he can take over in a nanosecond. I mean, once he catches fire, it's difficult to squelch it.
And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. Jamari Carroll's checked in for Quincy Acey. Juan Hernan-Gomez, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Moutier comes in for Will Barton. Here's Moutier. Clark, we've seen the bench celebration become almost an art form in the NBA over the past few seasons. Are you surprised this is a thing now?
Not at all. Again, when everything is captured and documented and you're going to have creativity and attention-grabbing celebration, so it's just part of the landscape.
Gary Harris, he's checked in for Denver. Denver shooting well. They're at 45%. On the wing, Harris from the corner. They get it again. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for Nuggets, Mason Plumlee. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Plumlee. Plumlee hits them both. Brooklyn's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9. Outside Carroll. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Plumlee. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. Plumlee with the steal. Now here's Moutier. Tight defense on him. To the middle. He's looking for Plumlee and finds him. Good on the bucket. Plumlee's got 14 points here in the second half.
Boy, the defense looked helpless there. I mean, he's going to lay it up every time when he's got a smaller defender on him.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
The Nuggets shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Hernan Gomez kicks to Jefferson. And stolen by Booker. The 10-footer. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Man, you got to respect the ruggedness of Booker. I mean, crafty at finding ways to get close to the bucket.
Plumlee with the screen, and play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, and those illegal screens have really become a point of emphasis for the officials.
And it seems like they've been more than willing to crack down on those. Makes it tough to get as physical as you'd like to out there.
Here's Whitehead. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got 11 rebounds in the game.
Next foul call, Isaiah Whitehead. That's his first personal foul. At the line for Nuggets, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And Harris drops them both. Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Carroll, basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, the game comes so naturally to him, easily. I mean, helping to expand their lead as they try to close this one out, he's doing it. That
one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Carroll's got 4 points in the quarter. The Nuggets shooting at a decent 44% clip here. It's stolen. Plumlee with some nice D. And so here's Denver.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Nets.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And guys, sometimes it's hard during the first meeting of the season to get a feel for a team. But these guys came out and made the necessary adjustments, and they have to feel good about going up 1-0 in the season series here against Denver.
No one near Moutier as he lets it go. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
59 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He got right to the cup using that screen.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
Hopefully they can ride this momentum into the next game because this one is done. Over. Fine.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Exactly. Cold-blooded. Separation solidified. Great effort.
And Jefferson gets double-teamed. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Timeout called. The Nets.
Timeout.
They lead.
Started.
44 seconds left in the game. And now we present our Jordan Player of the Game.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. It must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
LeVert's checked in for the Nets.
Two shots.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second.
Yeah, he cuts the deficit a little bit, but not as much as he could have. One miss can make a big difference.
They get it again. Carroll somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
And, you know, that pass wasn't deflected or anything, Kevin. Don't see that often, an unfortunate, unforced turnover.
This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
And he nails the jumper.
And that's his role. That's where Carroll's at his best, the catch and shoot.
Inside, here's Hernan Gomez, off target at the rim. It's Carroll on the wing, over Hernan Gomez. Second shot opportunity, and that one drops for him.
He does not play the score. I mean, he's going to continue to work his tail off on the glass and make plays just like that.
And plays like that have really taken the energy out of those defenders. I mean, you can bet he's going to continue to keep pushing in that area.
And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times just stretches of excellent defense, potency from an offensive standpoint as well. They were pretty much dominant.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.